Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to Echo Season 1, Episode 5, titled Maya Fireworks at the Power. So, really got no idea what to expect coming into this episode, because the last episode ended with Maya riding away from the town and Kingpin throwing a fit on his private plane, so I'm assuming he's going to try and use Maya's family as leverage, and she's going to have to come in and stop him. But other than that, I've got no idea what to expect. I guess we'll find out in 3, 2, 1, go. Also, we're probably going to get the final key to Maya's power puzzle, because she's still not gotten anything from her mum. It's a bit ambiguous as to what she got from the first two. She got enhanced accuracy from the third one, both in just projectiles and thrones. Oh, but I've just realized she still hasn't had that sit down with Bonnie that she promised. Hmm. Why would you do that? Yeah, no shit, it's hurt. You hit it with a sling. I hope it fucking pecks you when it gets healed. I am glad they're giving us the subtitles for the sign language that's done off screen. Okay, she's a legit healer. She's got some power. Okay, so Maya has some form of healing powers that she's going to be getting from her mum. Okay. Does that work on herself, like a healing factor, or is it only for others? And how is that going to come into play? Like, is someone from her family going to get hurt and that's going to unlock it for her, or. Also, would it not theoretically be possible for Bonnie to also tap into at least the majority of these abilities? Obviously, not the healing, because that's Echo's mum, or Maya's mum. But in the same way that the grandma has some connection to it, would Bonnie also be able to? Hmm. He kept it for you. Why did he almost seem surprised at that, as if he didn't know who he was already talking to? Also, that I guess it does confirm my suspicion at the start that Maya's mum's also deaf. Deaf. Well, I guess my question doesn't matter. I was gonna say, is she gonna get a call from Wilson and we'll see it working over the phone? But there it is again. Well, let's hope you aren't that far away. Now, if she's actually able to commune with her ancestors, this is once again building onto the it's one for all with the vestiges and that. Interesting that she touched exactly where her dad's bloody handprint was. He was how this is going to go. Because obviously the grandma and Bonnie have been taken. And he's probably going to be going after Biscuit. Even though there's no real connection based on the photograph that Kingpin saw. You really brought in a militia to... Really blended in there, Maya. I'm just wondering if Maya's power is purely working on other people. Could the vestige of her mother not then use it on her like she did to her heart? Like, sort of skirting the whole, can't use it on herself, but the power can use itself on her. I just... Be interesting, just if she gets injured and her mum just has to come back every time to just heal her. Now, what's he got in his esky? Is it just beers and that so he can watch, or is he going to be the source of the fireworks? Okay, so they're in that warehouse. I was about to say, where's Henry? Do you? a feeling that Naholo is sort of like Gaijin, which is a just way of saying outsider in a not entirely nice way. There it is. I mean, there was always going to be that little bit of doubt in her head until it was confirmed. That's not a firework. That was nice. Hey, she does have access to it. Well, I guess that answers my earlier question. Why does Biscuits have a big truck? You know, I wasn't expecting Bonnie and the grandma to join in on that fight. healed his heart. And his mind? There's no way this is going to work. How funny would it be if she spiked him? Like, you know in Buffy when Spike gets captured at the university and they implant the chip so that he can't physically hurt someone? How funny would it be if she did that? By taking away the instrument that he used to kill his father, she's made it so he can't hurt anyone physically. Which, as we know, is a big part of the Kingpin. And yes, we know Spike eventually overcame that, and I can see that happening with the Kingpin as well, but otherwise, I don't know what she just did. It's nice to see that Henry's been accepted, considering Chula was against both of the um, Lopez boys in the beginning. Now, where's Scully? Marvel Studios would like to extend our deep gratitude to Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma for their collaboration on this series. Now, I do know that there's a post-credit scene. Oop, went too far. There is one thing I was told about this episode is that there was. We're getting the Mayor Fisk storyline, are we? Okay. He recommended Hawkeye after this. Okay, so we're getting Fisk running for mayor by the looks of that. Okay. That was a nice series. No real broad connections or anything. It's just at the heart, it's a family thing. Because she's doing this to... Well, initially she's just doing it to get resources from her uncle. And then, over time, each episode she reconnects with a new member of the family. And then, by the end of it, they're just all together. Because, like, first episode was her uncle. Second episode was Biscuit. Is he her cousin? Yeah, I think he is. Third episode was Bonnie. Fourth episode was Chilla. And then fifth episode was the entire family. Yeah. The grandma in this really did remind me of my dad's mum. And the fact that her and the grandpa split up, yet they still had a very amicable relationship, still able to make jokes and look back on their relationship fondly, it also builds on top of that. Because that's the relationship she had with her first husband, which is the father of my dad's brother, and her second husband, which is the father of my dad and his sister. Yeah, they had a very good relationship with that before she passed. And yeah, the grandma in this reminded me of her. Just especially the family get together at the end of that, because most of our family get-togethers were done involving her. Like, every birthday was around her. Every Boxing Day we went and visited. So that family gathering at the grandma's place at the end sort of got to me. Even if I didn't react until I actually start talking about it. Anyway, so I was correct in the fact that I speculated that Bonnie would be able to tap into it as well because of the ancestral link. Sure, it diverged and she doesn't have the healing abilities, but she does have the access to all the others. Unless, of course, that, what was the mum's name? Taloa? unless she got that access from a ancestor, and so maybe she does. If Bonnie did not have access to it, like in this episode, if they didn't show that she had the glowing palms and she joined in the fight and everything, at the end of the episode, I was going to say, maybe Maya's mum and Bonnie's dad are siblings, and because it's a male connection to the line, that's why Bonnie couldn't access it. But no, didn't have to even speculate about that. It does mean that Maya is not so much special in the fact that anyone in her family, anyone in her direct family, would be able to do the things she does. Unless, of course, there was something unique about her mum that gave her the healing abilities, which, not explained, just literally has the ability to heal. Normally, when you talk about a healer, it's natural remedies, just all of that kind of thing. But no, she can actually heal. And it's not just physical pain she can heal. She can heal emotional damage as well. Which, as we saw, didn't exactly work on Kingpin. I don't know what they're going to do with it. Whether he has been spiked, as I call it, and he physically can't hurt people for the time being because she took that aspect away, or we're going to learn later on that he refused to give her the hammer and he still has that in him. Sort of he would never change for anyone because he can't let go of that one thing that keeps him trapped in the cycle of violence. Who knows? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, we don't see many emotional healing powers. And I can think of quite a few characters in the MCU who could really benefit from some emotional healing. But who knows when we're going to see Echo next. I think, assuming this hasn't been changed, she is set to appear in Born Again, or whatever that name's been changed. I don't remember if it is still called Born Again or if it's just Daredevil now, but yeah. It's very interesting. And there is still more that can be explored with her powers. Like, she has to train and refine them and all of that. So the Maya that we get here at the end of the series and the Maya we get the next time we see her, who knows how much her powers will have improved. I can see her next appearance. She's going to be... Kingpin's obviously going to start running for mayor, just based on that end credit scene. So she's going to head back to New York to try and take him down. She's going to come in contact with Daredevil, who's going to remember her from the fight we saw in episode 1 and be like, oh, this is one of Kingpin's lackeys. I'm going to have to fight her. They're going to scrap for a bit. Reckon possibly a multi-episode not really tussle, but misunderstanding till it gets to the end that, oh wait, no, actually we want the same thing. Like, I don't expect her to be a main character. I expect her to be like a recurring character. Like, she'll show up in a couple of the early season episodes, come back at the end for a showdown against Fisk and that. here's the thing. Do you think Matt could learn sign language? Because otherwise, how the hell are they going to communicate? Like, he can't see her signing. She can't hear him talk. Like, sure, she can read some lips, but that's just gonna be interesting. I do wonder, is Maya's mum a character in the comics, or is she just for the show? Like, obviously she didn't have the powers or anything, but okay. Just looking at Taloa's page on the Marvel Cinematic Universe wiki, which obviously is not entirely trustworthy. It links her healing as she possesses the healing powers of her ancestors, meaning that is from further back, which does mean Bonnie should be able to use it as well. Interesting. That's a weird thing on the wiki. On Talua's page, it's like Shafa, ancestor. Loak, ancestor. Both of them dead. Tuklo, ancestor, dead. William Lopez, husband, dead. Yet Loak, no, Tuklo's father, is listed as an ancestor, yet not dead. I wonder if that could mean something. Probably not, but okay, I was correct. The one who I'm just basing it off the fact that the one who plays Maya is deaf and Maya's deaf. Then the fact that it seems like Maya's mum's deaf, I was wondering if the actress who played her is deaf as well, and she is. Which I was correcting my assumption early on in the episode. Yeah, overall, this was an entertaining series. It didn't delve into the chapter like community as much as I thought it would. Like, I thought it was going to be more like Ms. Marvel, where that was very Palestinian inspired. Like, obviously, this was native inspired and everything, but I was expecting more. But it was only 5 episodes, so they couldn't really put all that much in without, well, running out of time for the actual story. Yeah. I like Maya's powers. I don't fully understand them. Like, it's very confusing because it seemed like early on that she was getting definitive things from each ancestor. Like, they each had something unique that they could put into it that was then able to be accessed by her. Like, as I said, the first one had strength, the second one had the agility and that, the third one had their accuracy, the fourth one had healing, and then Maya, who has access to all of them. And yeah, okay, going back to the All for One analogy, all of the previous users were able to tap into the strength, which is why the grandmother, it makes sense that she was able to tap into the strength of the ancestors in the same way that Maya was. Now, it's not enhanced through each generation, meaning Maya is so much stronger than her grandmother is, but it makes sense. It also makes sense, I guess, for Bonnie because it's a lineage thing, not a passing on thing. But yeah, I thought it was one of those four added something into it, and Maya was the catalyst to be able to use each one specifically. Whereas all the previous ones were just able to tap into the base enhancement ability, and Maya is able to actually utilize each ability uniquely. Which may still be because we don't know whether Bonnie and the grandma can heal. But I don't think we're going to get that answer. But you never know. It's going to be interesting because obviously the Choctaw Nation has been around since before the white settlers colonized the Americas. So it would seem that if they want to, they can add even more to Maya. Just like every appearance, maybe she's got another ancestor that she's tapped into, and just eventually she ends up as a natural Gaia. Like, just accumulates abilities. Because as it stands right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they say her mum's a mutant with that healing ability. I think that the wiki was wrong saying that she had access to the ancestors' healing ability, and that was her specifically. And they're going to say that Maya has some of that X gene that was in her mum, which gave her the healing ability. And now that wouldn't really work because then how could her parents, well, her grandma and her cousin, do it? Yeah. Anyway, I'm just speculating because don't know what's going to happen next. I would have actually liked more of this show because it was entertaining. And I don't agree with that. I just looked on Maya's page on the Marvel Cinematic Universe wiki. Ancestral evocation. As a descendant of Chaffa, the first Choctaw, Maya possesses the ability to call upon the strength and skills of her fellow ancestors. Yeah, that works. Ancestral communication. She can communicate to a degree of her deceased ancestors. Enhanced strength. Memory recall. Through her power, Maya can recall the memories of her ancestors and witness events they went through. Yep. Healing. Through her mother, Maya possesses the ability to heal a person's mental scars by entering their mind and visualizing their past traumas. However, for this to work permanently, the person must also want Maya's help. And then they cite Fisk and all that. And it's left ambiguous even there as to whether it worked or not. They don't make mention of her being able to heal physical injuries because, as we don't know. Her mum could, but we don't know if Maya can. And the part that I don't agree with is photographic reflexes. As a child, Maya discovered she could mimic another person's movements. She perfectly copied another karate student's technique and used it against that student, which is calling back to her training that we saw in Hawkeye and in the first episode, which I don't agree with because they've said they've changed that part about her. She doesn't have her mimicry. So that's wrong, which is probably why it says this section needs a rewrite, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end this one here. I'll catch you in the next one.